Alright guys, hello and welcome. We are here. It is the semifinals, game number 2. We are here watching an incredible predicament as Pokebunny went for a very fast expansion in the last game. One barracks, no gas, fast expand as a Terran going up against a Terran named Roses. A person who is not very well known. He qualified for this tournament and has now made it all the way into the semifinals, taking out the likes of Root Didero with builds like a 4-port Banshee. And then he won Game 3 with a Siege Expand, something very standard in the third game, something very unconventional in the first game, and it truly paid off for him. So now I do want to take a moment while this is so we're going to have TVT finals and semifinals. But now, guys, Roses is proving to be an incredible player. So definitely keep an eye out on him. And now, Pokebunny is going to be laughing at him and DD are both terrible at TVT, and apparently Roses is too. However, these guys are also some of the best in North America, as this is a North American tournament. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Hypercrew for casting all the way up to this point. Give them some love, hypercrew.com. I've been plugging them this entire tournament because they are just beautiful people helping out esports in general. Also want to say Zeke.com, Z33K.com. They do allow you to host your own tournaments if you so desire, and they really allow tournaments like this to be held in a much easier respect. Invite tournaments with some very nice just invites format, as you can just give codes to each player. It's very convenient. And now VODs for this tournament will be on youtube.com/zanderfeverSC. You can see VODs there of all these games that have happened. I will be putting them up. Hopefully my computer won't die from trying to process all of that, but I really want you guys to see these games as they are just glorious things. Rose is going to head and play normally like last game. Probably going to do a similar thing as he did win with that last push. And now Pokebunny not going for a no gas fast expansion quite this time. He is actually going to go ahead and get up his gas and continue to tech up. Okay, so here we go. Rose is now finding Pokebunny. He's going to go ahead and possibly lose that SCV to that Marine. We'll see how they're both microed. And does Pokebunny have sent out a scout yet? Pokebunny has not. Pokebunny has not scouted quite yet. And now we're going to go ahead and see that just got killed. So Pokebunny does end up killing the SCV of Roses, but Roses is still up. And actually, wait, let me see one thing. If you go to this tab, we do see that Pokebunny is on the left, and I have to switch those guys' names. Otherwise, this won't make any sense. Very unfortunate, but guys, it's going to be easier because these guys are both Terran. So Roses and Pokebunny, we're going to watch these guys beast life at this game. And there it is. Now the food count is going to make sense. Thank you to Blizzard for making that in-game overlay, which makes you get the food count, the score, and everything, as I did have to use an external one to get the scoring, but that's perfectly okay. Rose is continuing to play beautifully, and we're going to watch as these guys continue to tech up. We'll see if Rose is going to try and do the same thing as last game with that very solid tank play. We do see the factory is being produced over here, and if we go to Pokebunny's base, he actually has a starport on the way, as well as a reactor on the barracks, so we could be seeing some sort of marine drop from him if he decides to go for that sort of thing. He does seem to actually favor the barracks opening, really the barracks style of play in terms of his army composition that he wants. And I do want to say that I've been casting now for a very long time, 4 hours now, so I will be stumbling over some words, as it is a very long time, plus my caffeine supply is running dangerously low, and I have not been able to eat really this entire time. I've shoved 2 cookies into my mouth, but I'm trying to make this as interesting as possible. Now, Roses does have a very good spread of Marines. This is a great way to help defend against any form of Hellion harassment up the front, as if these guys were bunched up, then the Hellion splash damage would take them all out. Hellions do extra damage against light units, and Marines do count as light units. So here we go. We do have Roses again going for the tank opener. Definitely a very good thing, as I did win in the last game. And the Hellion was actually trying to poke up from Pokebunny. Ends up getting sniped by Rose's beautiful unit placement. So, wow, Pokebunny has got to be thinking that he cannot underestimate this Roses guy, who has been able to shut down everything Pokebunny's been trying to do so far. Tank is about to come out for a Pokebunny himself. He's got Marines over there as well. He's got a very large Marine count. He's actually ahead in the food count, proving to have a slightly better macro while actually teching at a higher pace as well as Roses. So clearly showing he's very capable. He's got 2 more SCVs and is just being more efficient. But here we have Roses with a tank, a Viking, probably preparing for a sort of a tank Viking Marine sort of play. But here we have Pokebunny with a lot of Marines down there in a tank, going to move. But his tank is actually going dangerously close to this and actually end up taking hits. It's going to be a, oh god, he's got to move that tank, otherwise this tank's going to get a few shots off. Looks like no. However, this does reveal that Pokebunny is pushing the front. Siege mode is just now starting for Roses. I do not know if Pokebunny has his quite yet. Does not seem like he does, but look at this, pushing out with SCVs as well as everything, but that's a beautiful move as Roses tanks a few hits with those guys, and then pushes in and gets free kills on Pokebunny's units. Pokebunny's going to be completely pushed back. Oh my god, he's going to get the high ground and everything, but there's still 2 tanks here for Roses. That's DPS that Pokebunny cannot deal with, and now Pokebunny is going to try and save this last tank, but that is a, oh my god, Pokebunny took a lot of losses over there. Roses has these Vikings that he's now going to head and land and start trying to pick off the tank of Pokebunny's. So Pokebunny's taking so many hits, but he's still ahead in the food count by a fairly significant degree. Especially considering what happened is Siege Mode is about to finish for Mr. Roses. Does not seem like Pokebunny has this quite yet, or has even started it. Double check that. It has not started. So Pokebunny's really behind the tech, but he's also taking a few hits on those Vikings. Very good, but it's a very interesting turn of events in terms of how this is actually playing. If we look at the unit station, we do see the SV count is essentially even. We have a Banshee out for Pokebunny. Is that going to start doing some harassment? Does not seem so, as really the missile turret is going to be put there. It's going to give enough detection. The Vikings are out, so that Banshee is just going to be fairly useless. Might just want to use it within the main push, or just divert Rose's attention from the attack in the front and then a harassment in the back. But here we go. We do have another Viking out for Roses. Tech Lab is still on top of the starport, but he's not using this for Ravens or anything of the sort. We do have a good position on this tank over here. But, oh, look at this. Oh, Pokebunny's taking hits. Oh, but he's going to pull back. Okay. So Roses pulled back. It takes a good solid amount of hits on that Banshee, though, which is very significant. And the Banshee's about to get taken out. Oh, my God. He gets taken out. But here we go. Pokebunny's not. He's got to start attacking. He's got siege tanks attacking down here. But, oh, my God. Pokebunny's losing everything. Pokebunny, what are you doing? That was a terrible engagement on your part. But Roses just decimated. You did lose a lot, but one tank is still left for him. Oh god, voice is starting to fail. And now we have the command center on Pokebunny's main base going to be produced. Definitely going to help him get that faster expansion. As we do see that Roses does have a command center being built in somewhere. Where is this command center being built? I don't even see where it is. Oh, there it is. Just hiding on the minimap. It's not seeing the larger square that command center is in. So now this command center is going to be there, and that's going to be perfectly good for Roses. But here you have Pokebunny is just out a little bit sooner, going to be able to try and get out more. But here you have more barracks being thrown down by Pokebunny. He really enjoys his bio play in TVT, but he's just not engaging correctly. He's taking a lot of losses from the siege tanks of Roses and just making sure that he's just vulnerable, just takes hits unnecessarily, and he's about to lose his Viking, which is the positioning unit that he needs if he wants to position his siege tanks as quick as possible. Plus, he's got to get cornered. Oh my god, Roses is about to take it out. Yep, oh god, that's a great chase by Roses. Look at the scenery down there. Isn't that really nice? Just want to point that out a little bit. But here we go. SCV is going to get taken out as there's a scan down there. Pokebunny's Expo is now up and running completely, and Rose is about to get his own the same way. Another Banshee is actually out for, the first Banshee is actually out for, Roses. That was a pink Banshee. There it is. Pink Banshee is out. So Rose is going to be able to use this to his maximum effectiveness. But again, look at the food count. Pokebunny's macro is just a little bit better. So the mistakes that he's making are just a little less meaningful because of the fact he's just able to produce more. And you see him significantly ahead in the SCV count, especially in because of the seven additional guys. He's going to be fully saturated almost in everything. He does have the third and fourth guys just going down, and that is a very different thing from Roses. Roses does not have the guys going down. Tech will end up being favor for Pokebunny, but look at this. Roses is here. He has 4 SCVs with his push. Going to go ahead and start repairing that Banshee, which is a beautiful move, but Scanning is going to show this exact positioning, and Roses has another tank over here. And look at this. Pokebunny has a tank in this medevac, and there it is. We have all these SCVs going to move in and just start trying to take hits as much as he can. Pokebunny does not seem to have any siege mode. It's about to finish. He doesn't have it out yet, and that's really, really hurting him, as Pokebunny did do a sort of a tank bomb down here against Roses, and he's going to actually end up coming out on top, but still taking a lot of losses. Siege Mode is just now researching for finishing for Pokebunny, so very, very good there. Look at all the blood from all those Marines and SCVs that just went down. Pokebunny's going to replenish his SCVs. He is still ahead in terms of SCV count against Roses, even with pulling SCVs to defend that, as Roses is always investing SCVs into every single one of his attacks. He's trying to repair his units, but it's just not being as effective as he would hope. Pokebunny is just continuing to stand up ahead in just terms of one or two little things every single time, allowing him to actually have an almost 20 food count lead over Roses at this point. Both these guys are still on only 2 bases. You can see that they have not mined a ton, just a couple hundred from each mineral patch from both of the players. But Pokebunny is definitely doing better with just controlling his economy, just being more efficient in all ways. We can see in the spending tab that Pokebunny is ahead in every single respect. He's just mined so much more. Let's do the math for a second. What is that? 8,000. Yep, he's mined almost 15,000 or 1,500. Yeah, 1,500 more minerals as opposed to Roses, which is actually really significant. That's 30 Marines, or 1,500, 50 times 30? I don't know. The math is there. Brain's not working as I've been casting for almost 4.5 hours now. So my insanity aside, Pokebunny has mined more minerals, just so you guys know, which is a very good move in terms of the economy. We do have a very good use of his scans and mules. And Rose is doing a good job of actually... But look at this drop back here by Pokebunny. Going to move in and take out at the very least one supply depot. But look at this. Rose is just waiting to actually try and pick off this medevac with every single one of those guys in it. And Pokebunny is going to... Oh my god. 30, yes, thank you, DDE. I appreciate your math skills. They are beautiful. Actually, wait, I got it right, but you're confirming my math skills, so thank you, DDE. Alright, so now we have all of these Marines running around, doing a good job of stopping that drop. But look at the food count. It is so in favor of Pokebunny that I'm just really curious that what is the difference between these two players. Pokebunny just might have refined his play over a longer period of time as opposed to Roses, who might just not be able to play that much, not being a member of a team like VT, as VT is incredibly powerful with a lot of strong players, like an insane amount of strong players. So it's great to have them in this tournament. Roses is showing to be just a really resilient player in this game, just being behind slightly but never dying, continuing to be aggressive and everything. But Pokebunny now has Siege Mode on his tanks, and taking a few hits that he does not want to take, but his tanks are out of position. They're not hitting the tanks of Roses, so his Marines are taking a lot of hits, but there's still just enough to snipe a lot, and now this tank is going to get taken out before it can get repaired, and oh my god, Stim on Pokebunny, he's going to be able to take out so many of those SCVs, and there's GG from Roses after those Vikings go ahead and try and land. So